G'day and welcome to the latest episode in the car maintenance tips and instructions series on Every Road TV. On this episode today, we'll show you how to change a flat tyre in 6 easy steps, safely and efficiently. There'll also be a little bonus tip at the end. Step 1 on how to change a flat tyre easily in 6 steps involves making sure that your car, if at all possible, is parked on a flat level surface. Then the next step is to make sure that the car is in park. Turn the ignition off. Pull the handbrake on. Step 2. You then go into the car and need to remove all the tools necessary, including jack, wheel brace, and jack handle. While you're at it, you need to lower or remove the spare wheel. Step 3, we then take our wheel brace and in an anti-clockwise direction loosen our wheel nuts. Don't need to take them off all the way at this moment, just loosen them. Then if you want to keep yourself a bit cleaner, take out one of the floor mats, picnic rugs, or something, a towel that you've got in the car, and sit it down in front of the wheel. We then need to find our jacking point. We've got to take our jack and stick under our jacking point. In this case it's the chassis, and wind it up. And then wind until our wheel is off the ground. Then take our wheel brace, now that our wheel's off the ground, and take all our wheel nuts off. Once the wheel nuts are off, we then listen to the chorus of chainsaws. and then wheel the spare on. The normally quite dusty spare if it sits underneath the vehicle. I must say and give a safety warning, at no point while the vehicle is on the jack, get under the jack without safety stands. Jacks can and do collapse. Alright, we just wheel our spare wheel over and then line our wheel studs up here with the holes in our rim. Wriggle it over. We should have the jack just at the right height where we really don't have to do any lifting. Line your studs and the holes up. And get your nuts started. If you can carefully, you can even just sit the wheel nut in the wheel brace and carefully get them on. Wind them on, carefully avoiding cross-threading. When putting the wheel nuts on, do them up in an opposites or star pattern. This will allow the rim to be torqued up nice and evenly onto the hub. You can see why I say loosen the wheel nuts off whilst the weight's on the vehicle, on the ground, because the wheel turns. Just briefly, just tighten the wheel nuts up, just like so. We will check them in a moment. And then we've just got to lower it down. Once we've lowered the car off the jack, then we just need to go over the wheel nuts, again in that opposites or star pattern, and tighten our wheel nuts up. Tight enough so it won't come off. Remember, just down the track or just down the road a little bit, you can always just recheck the wheel nut tensions to make sure that they're still tight. Remember to pack away all your tools that you've been using, your jack, and pick up your spare wheel. So I had to come inside because I'd lost light, it got too dark. So step 6 is, after you drive the car for a little while, get your wheel brace back out and just recheck that wheel, make sure it hasn't come loose. And also don't forget to get your flat fixed, otherwise it will still be flat and you man it with another flat and then you'll be in a bit of trouble. Okay, so just to recap our 6 steps on how to change a flat tyre easily and safely. Step 1, if possible, park your car on a level ground, then pull your car into park, apply the handbrake or parking brake and switch the car off. Step 2, remove the jack, handles, spare wheel, all tools you need from the car. Step 3 is, while the weight's still on the wheel and on the car, loosen the wheel nuts, but don't remove them, just loosen a little bit in an anti-clockwise direction. if you want to stay a bit cleaner, take a floor mat out of the car, or grab a picnic rug or towel that you may have in the car and just lay it on the ground next to the car, next to the wheel that you're working on, so you can stay a bit cleaner. Also, then you stick the jack under the car, under the jacking point, once you've worked out where the jacking points are, and jack that car up from there. Don't, while any means, while you've got the car on the jack, for safety reasons, do not get under the car, because that can be dangerous, or it is dangerous. There is a possibility that the jack can fall and collapse. It does happen, it has happened, so don't think that won't happen to you. Step 4, so we jack up the car, obviously, we remove all the wheel nuts, remove the flat tyre that we've got on the car, remove it and move it out of the way. At this point, if for a bit of safety, you can just slide the spare wheel under the car. That way, if the jack does collapse, it's going to fall onto the spare wheel. May do a little bit of damage to the wheel, but it won't trap anything. Then grab your spare wheel, fit that, line up the studs with the holes in the wheel, and then just slide it on. You shouldn't have too many dramas and have to lift too much, because it should be about right. You don't want to raise it so that it's a long way off the ground, only just a little bit. That way it's easier. Then, of course, refit all the wheel nuts, tighten them up in a clockwise direction, and also tighten them up in opposites. So if it's a 5 stud pattern or 6 stud pattern, do it up in like a star. A 4 stud wheel pattern, crossways, so opposites. Step 5, next, where you can lower the car back onto the ground. Then tension up all the wheel nuts. Tension them up, and again in that opposite direction. This pulls the wheel onto the hub nice and squarely. Then just go and pack up all your tools, put your spare wheel away, and then you can get that repaired. Put your floor mats away as well. Step 6, after a short drive, recheck your wheel nuts. Make sure they're tight, they haven't come loose, and obviously go get that flat tyre repaired. Now for the bonus tip. Actually, there's two bonus tips. Is a little memory or a little saying you can remember, so you know which way to tighten and loosen wheels. Is righty tighty, lefty loosey. Works in a majority of cases. Also, give practicing a go. On a weekend when you've got not much to do, instead of sitting back on the TV, watching TV all weekend, get out and practice. Get out, pull the jack out and jack the car up. Take the wheel off, put the wheel on. Take the wheel off, put the wheel on. Just so you know and you're familiar with the process of when it does come down to time to change one on the side of a road or something like that, because if it hasn't happened to you yet, it will happen. Thanks for watching this episode of Every Road TV, the car maintenance tips and instruction series. I hope you found this video helpful. If you do, give the video a big thumbs up down there. Subscribe while you're at it, and click the notifications. That way, when it comes up, when the next video is released, you'll get notifications and you won't miss the next video. Also, go check us out on Instagram and Facebook, all connected to our website. Our website is www.everyroadauto and outdoors. Go and check us out there.